Hello everybody. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about self-care and things that I've learned. I hope that everything is going good with my equipment. This is to start a series that I plan to make, basically where I am your mom. I am going to try my best from what I've learned and what I'm learning, mostly what I've already learned, to teach you if you may not know. The first topic I wanted to start with was the care down there. And I am going to keep this PG-13. This is going to be PG-13, and I will talk about themes, human anatomy. But either way, it's good knowledge. I hope that it helps somebody for their future and for the now. First thing I want to talk about is what to wear. The first thing that you should not wear is thongs. Thongs are not good for your pH balance, and if you don't know what that is, it is acidic, alkaline. So you have these two things. You want to balance. To do that, you have to work through your daily routines to do that. And as a woman, it can be very hard, especially varying by person, as some people are more sensitive than others about what you do. I have a full guarantee that this will help you. Let's talk about materials. Thongs often don't have much coverage. As you know, that's kind of the whole point, but they kind of ride up, and they can also move around a lot more. So it's also holding in air and not allowing your vagina to breathe. Another thing is a lot of it is laced everywhere, which isn't going to capture much. A lot of thongs don't have a very big bridge, and what I call the bridge is just the part of the underwear where you would put like a pad on. And if you've never done that, it's basically just the cloth part of your underwear, while everything else isn't as padded. So that is important, and you should make sure that your underwear, panties, undies, whatever you want to call them, is covering. You want to make sure that the material is loose. This way, again, you can breathe, especially at night if you don't sleep naked. I know that some people cannot sleep naked due to other people in the house, or it's just uncomfortable. So, talking about materials, the best material ever that you can use for down there is cotton, and this goes for men too. You should, especially as a woman, be wearing cotton underwear. And you can still wear pretty underwear. I know some of you might have husbands or just do like pretty underwear, and that's valid. I like my underwear matching with my outfit, especially as a wife. But I want to emphasize the importance of this. Other materials like silk don't capture like it should, and naturally the vagina cleans itself, which is very important for what we're going to talk about later. And some materials are, toxic to your body, and especially down there in areas as vulnerable as your genitalia. So the next topic I want to talk about is how to clean your vagina. The way that you clean your vagina: when you get in the shower, use honestly whatever temperature water you want. Now, if you're feeling sensitive down there, I would use warm water instead of hot. Or cool water. If you've just shaved, Sometimes people have accidents. They might cut themselves. We'll talk about that later. When you get in the shower, what you want to do is avoid getting soap in your vagina. So when you're washing your body off and all that, try to maybe clench. I don't know if you know how to do that, but have you ever needed to fart and you didn't want to because you were in a public place, so you clenched up? Well, it's kind of like that, and that can help block out anything that might go in your vagina. But when you're standing, it's even harder for it to go in. I personally just do this. Or if I'm getting close by my thighs, I might hold this area of my vagina so it doesn't go in the hole. I want to talk about the anatomy real quick of the vagina. So the vagina is the hole. It is the part where you bleed from. With that, I don't know every word for word the other anatomies. There's the the labia. I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna show you guys what the vulva looks like, the vagina. So I'm gonna put a example picture up here of a cartoony style, and I'm gonna explain. So you have an idea of what to look out for when you're performing the acts of cleaning yourself. Okay, so now you guys should know that the vagina isn't the whole thing, it's just the hole where you would put like tampons. I hope that this helps you to have an idea. Now that we've covered how to protect your area when showering, we're going to talk about how to directly clean it. What you should do is don't use soap. You should not be using soap down there. You shouldn't be douching. A douche is like a little water, like plastic water bottle type thing with a nozzle. Don't use those. Don't use scented wipes. Honestly, there is like vagina soaps, but honestly, it says it's to help pH, but there's been incidents where it's just not good for you. And quite honestly, biology helps us understand how our vagina cleans itself. Now, of course, you can clean the outside, but you want to be cautious when doing this because, again, you don't want to get anything in your vagina. So you just want to clean the outside. Normally, so this would be the vagina area. This area, like on the outside, this would be your lips, this would be the vagina, and this would be the clitoris, and so forth. So right here is where you'd normally wash with soap, right by your thigh, like right here, and all the actual anatomy will be here. You're gonna wash here. Just do it quick, just like that, and then rinse. And when you're rinsing, hold your vagina and clench so it doesn't get anything in there. That is how I play extra safe. You do not want to get an infection. I think when you're older, you're also probably more prone to infections. Your vagina might be acting different due to hormones and such. And I think we can worsen that, and we don't want to do that. As I've got older, I have realized that my vagina changed. It's like changed its personality, basically. And now that I'm a wife, of course there's been differences, and you have to navigate that as a woman, and sometimes make changes. The other thing I do is it's very convenient to have a shower head that you can move. This way you can clean down there conveniently. If you don't have that, you can always just use a cup, as annoying as that is. And when you have that, you're gonna be standing, right? And you're gonna go like this. You're right here, this is your vagina. You're gonna go like this, and you're gonna spread the clitoris area, that bean. So this would be the bean right here. That's the bean. So the anatomy I explained earlier, you're gonna spread that because there's gonna be a hood, like a foreskin, and you're gonna spread it gently like this. And when you do that, you're gonna put the water and spray it. It might be sensitive, sometimes it's not, depends how you hit it. And this is going to help get stuff out that you might not be able to get. Also go like this. I kind of go in. It's hard because as women, now women vary, but most of the time our hoods are not very long. So that's why you want to try to pull back. Gently move around, and there's going to be like toilet paper that gets stuck or dead skin, and just flick it away. You're in the shower. It's where gross stuff happens. And after that, I might also go like this, just move stuff out that might be in there. It might be a little hard to work with, but eventually you'll get used to it. After you're done with your clitoris, you're gonna move to the lips, which is the skin flaps. What you're gonna do is basically just slide your fingers like this and go like this, and this will get in between your flaps and then like the cheek part of your vagina, which is, it's like this, and then by the thigh, you know. And you're going to do a quick thing with water, and then you can move to your anus. And what I do is I go from behind and I just use my hand or rag or just the bar soap. I mean, I've already rinsed and it's my bar soap. So I'm going to just rub real quick. Again, clench, hold right here if you need to, and then just rinse. And that way your back is clean. You want to be cleansy, especially right there. When you're down there and you're moving your hand on your vagina, the hole, to clean with the water, you want to do that because there's discharge that may come out, and discharge is completely normal. It varies by person. There is some people that have more creamy vagina discharge. There's people that have more clear. Some are more wet and slimy. Some are more goopy. And some are just kind of like water. The scents should not be smelling like anything dead. It shouldn't be smelling like a foul fish odor. That is a sign of bacterial vaginosis. You do not want that. BV. BV is also accompanied by itching down there, mostly at the vaginal opening. There's also yeast infections. It is good that you look this up. It's a quick Google search. Once you're done with your shower and you've got everything out of the way, you've cleaned everything, you want to be gentle with your vagina. You want to dap with a towel. Don't rub, don't blah, blah, blah. Even if you gotta go quick, just do a dap. And when you do that, you're gonna collect all the water. You can spread, dap. You're dry. You don't need to be going like this or whatever. You just don't need to. That can actually burn out the natural skin cells of your vagina, which helps maintain a good pH balance, and it can make it go raw, and that is not fun. Okay, so after talking about that, another thing I do want to mention is never ever ever use lotion or perfume on your vagina. If you smell down there, take a shower. Take some over-the-counter prenatal or women's vitamins. and stuff like that. Another huge thing is eating good. Is your food more acidic or alkaline? If you eat more acidic food, your vagina is going to smell more sour and strong. But even if you eat more alkaline, it could smell weird too. So you want to be careful with this too. But don't feel overwhelmed. You can still eat whatever you want. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if you eat a lot of it and you have a smell. But eating foods that are really bad for you, always eating out, never eating anything that helps you balance your pH and overall have a healthy life is going to increase your risk for infection. Next, I want to talk about a preferable item for your period. Now, growing up, I used to use tampons a lot. I hated pads. Once I got past pads and I told my mom, I was like, I want a tampon, I hated pads. And tampons were uncomfortable at first, but overall, I got pretty used to them and I loved it. It made me feel like I could go out and do things and not smell. So I am going to talk a little bit about that and fears that might accompany the topic of tampons. I started my period when I was, let's say I was probably turning 8 or 9. And I was pretty young. I'm almost 20 now. So with that, I have had moments where I would put my tampon in and sometimes it would be dry and I wasn't sure if, my period was over or not, because I'd still have signs of it, like spotting and whatnot. And I'd put a tampon in, and when I try to pull it out thinking it's full, it wasn't. That is uncomfortable. I'm sure some of you have had situations like that. Another one is your tampon getting kind of stuck and it didn't go in right. And it's hard to move around because it's cotton. And then if you pull it out, it's gonna hurt because you just put it in and it's not super wet yet. It's not absorbed anything. And tampons need to be dry to go in. Those are things that are very not healthy for you. They're annoying. They cause issues for your health and mental. It's annoying. It's not practical. So that is why I switched to menstrual cups. I love menstrual cups. This is not sponsored. I genuinely love my menstrual cup. I was excited to use it, honestly. I had committed to the fact that tampons are not healthy for you. They can cause shock, and it's just not good for you. Again, the things I mentioned, it gets really uncomfortable sometimes and complicated. And you have to change them frequently, and it's just not that practical. It's not that healthy. So I switched to a menstrual cup. I use the Pixie cup, but you can use any cup that you want, really, because it's your vagina and your comfortability. But I used the Pixie cup, and that was one of the first that I bought. It comes in a cute bag, and it comes with things that you might need. It comes with lube to help you put in your cup. Sometimes we're not wet when we need to be. It comes with wipes to clean it out and clean it before putting it in, and ourselves. When I first got this menstrual cup, I was annoyed. I was like, what the heck, it won't go in. With menstrual cups, you have to use flaps. Here's an example, and when you're doing that, you have to figure out what flap helps you. Now, this is your body, and your body is important. We should not be avoiding our responsibility of taking care of ourselves because there's another easier way that's bad for us. It's not really that great. So keep up with me. Take your time to figure out what works best with you if you choose to use the menstrual cup. I remember crying because I was so angry, and I was also on my period. So my hormones were not that great. But I just used the normal flap where you go like this, hold it, and it's like, I'm not really sure what it really looks like, but it's a flap. And then I put it in. I'm not going to go in detail how to do that. Maybe I will do that on a different video showing you how to work it and actually have my cup here and use my hand as an example. But for now, I'm not going to. I'm just going to try to explain it to the best of my ability. So that is something that stressed me out, was figuring out how to get it, why I wasn't doing it right. And another thing is the size matters. I had got an XL because you can wear it longer, and I've always had heavy flows. But I realized that I might not need that. I might need one that's medium or large, and that's fine. Right now, I have a medium, or maybe it's a large. I don't really remember, but anyway. So, it's silicone. It's a lot healthier. It's not really as uncomfortable as you think. There might be moments where it suctions like it's supposed to, and you might feel like, ooh. And it might mean nothing to you if you've already experienced like period cramps or pregnancy. But honestly, it's not that bad. You get used to it. It's just like a quick cramp. It's not even comparable to menstrual cramps, to be honest. It's not even that bad. It's all worth it though, and I feel like I can do a lot more using a period cup. I have gave up on tampons. They honestly don't benefit you, and again, it's up to you, but I'm just here to share my experience and what I've learned and open you up to opportunities you may not have known. But make sure you're changing it on time, and you can predict how much you need to change it depending on your flow. I think now I have a medium to low flow. It definitely leveled out in my year of being 19. It used to be really heavy growing up and irregular, but now my period's becoming more regular. I actually just got off my period. But yeah, if you're just starting out and you've never put anything in your vagina or your period, please start small. And if you want, buy two, get a small one and then a medium one, or if you think you can do medium, and then have a large in case your flow is heavier, but you want to start small. That way you can get used to the size. That's my honest recommendation. And if you're young, ask your mom about it, and I hope that your mother can help you. But from what I have experienced and what I've heard from others, it's best to apply the same rule with tampons when you're starting to menstrual cups. Start small, move up. And maybe you won't need to move up if you don't have a big flow. My other thing is stench. I don't like using just pads because of the stench. I feel like it's easier for people to smell me, and some people say that's a lie, but baby, if I can smell myself, people can smell me. Let's not play a stupid game. I'm not playing stupid games. That's like me lifting my arms up and be like, what's that smell? And it's me. I didn't put deodorant on. I have situations going. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna just be like, nobody else can smell it? I hope you don't do that. Or are you gonna be like, okay, I need to wash my armpits real quick, wipe them down or something, and put deodorant on, or just put deodorant on to mask it for a time. I'd hope it's the second option where you take care of it. So the same thing with just pads. And again, I'm not bullying anybody, but I hope that it makes you think. And if you've had situations where you were in school or just public or in your own home and you kind of like open your legs and you could smell the rush of menstrual blood and other skin cells and whatnot that mix with it. Sometimes it's not good. And again, it also depends on what you had ate. What you eat makes your period blood smell worse or bad or good. But overall, there's going to be a scent. And if you're having a heavy flow, it's going to smell even more. So I would say get rid of the pads. You can still wear pads, but for safety, but overall, switch to something that is inside. So I don't use pads at all, but I did buy some with wings for when my period is ending. And that's something else I want to talk about. Some women might not have this issue. When you have your period ended and you don't feel any more cramps, you don't need to put anything in your vagina. You just know that your flow's over. Your period's done. There's nothing coming out. There's just spotting. Or nothing shows at all, and then later on it randomly shows. That's because the blood is still rinsing out. Like I said, the vagina cleans itself. So it's rinsing out that blood with the discharge. So it gets all of that out and it doesn't cause an infection. Your body will take care of itself. Treat it right, help it out. So what I was talking about was using a pad in that time when that stuff is happening and you're confused and you don't want to risk switching underwear to underwear. Put a pad on. It is convenient. Even if it's annoying, get small ones. You know, if it's just a situation where, you know, it's cleaning itself out, it's not going to be a whole bunch of blood like it would be your period. Just get panty liners, really. Or double the panty liner. Honestly, I prefer wings with my pads, which is, well, there's wings that come out. You got the pad and the wings. You flap it under underwear, which is also why it's convenient to have full underwear, not thongs. And also convenient to have cotton, which helps stick pads to your underwear. Another thing, drink a lot of water. Ditch the sugary drinks all the time. This is probably attributing to your smells. Moving forward, another thing that I do, if you're gonna use menstrual cups, buy wipes. I use Olipop wipes. It has a nice scent, but it's not super strong, and it has not affected me. And as someone that's sensitive to it, it hasn't affected me. And I try to avoid, I don't go in there. You don't want to go in there with a wipe, even if it's not scented. Just on the outside. Be gentle too, You could also do the clitoris thing where you go like that, clean it out when you're on the toilet, especially on your period. Honestly, I use these wipes even after going number 2. It helps it smell good, it refreshes it, and it actually gets everything. And, well, there's no toilet paper that gets stuck. I love my wipes. But basically, you're gonna carry wipes in your purse. If you don't use a purse, get like a little baggy or something, or just start using a purse. If you're not a girly girl, get a purse that is not very poppy, or get a shoulder bag, or a, what are those things called? They were popular in like 2015. Fanny pack. Get a fanny pack. Things like that, you know. Get something that can fit wipes in it, your menstrual, and pads, little pads in there, and that's that. I just use my purse in general, where I use everything else with it. But basically, that is so when you're out and about and you're in public restrooms, you can just use them, you know, for anything really. Number one, to wipe off, just feel a little bit better when you're sitting on the toilet. It's honestly better to get actual alcohol wipes for that. I should start doing that. Another thing is, when you are using your menstrual cup, this might feel overwhelming, but it's honestly not that bad. When you are using your menstrual cup and it's full, you should be checking it every like 3 to 4 hours. Again, depending on flow, it can go to like 6 hours. When you take it out, you're gonna have to dump it, right? Well, you're gonna dump it in the toilet. Make sure it gets all out. You're gonna have your wipe. Get a wipe available, put it on your knee, and then get another one, and then set your cup upside down onto that, what you just put down on your knee, the wipe, and get the other one, put it on top, and just move it around. It might rip a little bit, whatever. It's also why you don't want to get super cheap ones. Get Olipop. Honestly, it's super nice brand. Smells great. I already said that. And there's going to be a nozzle. You want to make sure all the blood is off of that. Get all the blood. And then after that, you're going to grab both of them that you just used, and you're going to flip it. This side with the nozzle is going to be clean. And those wipes that you just pushed into there, you're going to twist it, and you're going to see the blood moving and being attached to the wipe. And then you're going to go like this. You're going to go like that. And you're going to get it out. You might have to get one more wipe just to be safe. Do a quick thing. Blah, blah, blah. And then throw your wipes inside the toilet. Why? Because they're flushable. Really, you should not be doing over one. But honestly, it's been safe for me. You can do 1 or 2. I've done even 3 or 4. Of course, don't do it all the time. You can also keep like a Ziploc baggie to put it in. That way, when you're leaving the area, you can just throw it out. If most of the time in bathrooms, there's a little compartment where you can throw that stuff away for tampons and stuff. So, yeah. That way, because normally when you're at home, you know, your period cup is right by your sink, right? Normally you could take it out, dump it in the sink, it all goes in the same area. Make sure it's all out, and of course it's quicker, more convenient, but when you don't have that, the wipes are the most convenient. I mean, what else are you gonna use? You have to do that. That's why they supply you wipes in the package that you buy. So yeah, there you go. And then you can also do a quick wipe with the wipe on your vagina to quickly clean any blood that might have came out along with the menstrual cup. Okay, so now that that's done, before you get in there with your hands, wash your hands. Or if you can't wash your hands, use an alcohol wipe and just make sure everything's clean in your fingernails when you're taking your cup out. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it for me talking about this. There is other things I want to talk about with vaginal care, but I want to keep this more on the topic of just basic care, but the next video is going to be more talking about certain subjects that mostly involve intimacy. So I want to warn for my next video, which I will be talking about intimacy, aftercare intimacy, how to care for it down there after intimacy, whatnot, how to be consistent, things that you might smell after, you know, how your partner can complement your pH balance and stuff like that. So I do want to say there's nothing to be embarrassed with talking about these things, and if there's any boys or men watching this, just know it's normal and this is how the body works. And I hope men have learned something. You could also, men can use the wipes. Use the wipes when you're done, you went number 2. Honestly. You'll smell good, and it stops from toilet paper getting stuck. It's healthy. So don't be afraid. So yeah, I hope that this video helped you and that it possibly opened your mind to new ways that might be a little bit healthier. And I hope that it helped you overcome your fears a little bit. I know these things can be scary, but trust me, there's nothing to be scared about. Anyways, God bless, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about the new topics and hopefully help you. But yeah, there's so much more I want to talk about, but I can't because I want to put it in sections with different videos, but I'm gonna have to edit this. I also have another video I have to edit. I think I have 2 actually. Yeah, I hope you have a good day, and God bless.